Hi guys, in this video I am going to go through the Geogebra Discovery for our coordinate rules regarding rotations. I want you to fix one thing here really quick. So the applet that we have unfortunately is doing clockwise rotations, where typically we like to do counterclockwise rotations. Okay, so I am going to just add in a CW next to these. And then above them, I'm going to write what they would be counterclockwise. So 90 degrees clockwise is the same as if I went around 270 degrees counterclockwise. So I'm going to do CCW for that. So 270 counterclockwise is the same as 90 degree clockwise. Now 180 is actually interesting. I can go 180 clockwise or 180 counterclockwise and I end up at the same place. So 180 degrees, the direction really doesn't matter because we're going to end up at the same place. 270 clockwise is the same as 90 degrees counterclockwise. Okay, so we are going to, I've already graphed these points and I am going to use this applet to record the points for the other ones. Okay, so I'm actually going to do the 270. So I'm going to go to that applet. When you guys do this, make sure that it's on rotation and at this center, I think they started at 1, 1, make sure you drag it and put it on 0, 0. So notice it says the blue object is my original and the red is a clockwise rotation of 90. Okay, so clockwise rotation of 90 is that first column in our table. So I'm going to record, they actually already have A recorded for me. So A flipped down to -4, 1. Okay, so the whole thing turned 90 degrees. So what I want to do here is record the rest of the points. So if B, here, maybe I'll help here. I'm going to actually regraph it. So I have a point here at 4, -3, and a point at 2, -2, and at 1, -4. Okay, so what I just did, you guys, is I copied what I saw on that point, but now I can label my points a little easier. So notice A, if I were to like draw in a line from 0, 0 to A and 0, 0 to A prime, that forms a 90 degree angle. So there's a 90 degree angle formed with that center of rotation. That's what it's rotating around. Okay, so that's where the 90 degrees comes from. Okay, so A is here. B prime becomes here, C prime comes here, okay? All right, so now I'm going to record the rest of those points. So they already had A prime for me there. They had it was at 1, -4. So B is now at 4, -3. And C is at 2, -2. Okay, so now we're going to try and come up with what is the generic rule here. So what is happening to those coordinates? So it starts like this and then it turns into this one. Okay, well, it's the same numbers, but they've switched places and one of them has changed sign, right? So XY switch places and the second one is the one that has changed sign. So let's see, did that work for the other ones? Okay, so 3, 4 switch places, second one changes signs. 2, 2, switch places, second one changes signs. I think that rule works for all three. So I'm going to challenge you guys to come up with the rule for 180 degrees and the 90 degrees counterclockwise, which is the same as 270. So back on that applet, I can adjust this slider to different angles. So the next one you want to do is 180. Okay, so record those points. Again, A is already recorded for you. Then you're going to do B. And then the last one you're going to do is the 270. Okay. A is recorded for you. Record the other 2 points and then see if you can come up with the generic rule. Okay. Then there is a question here that says, in the rotations, how do the images compare? Use words like size, shape, location, orientation, congruent, or similar. So see if you can fit some of those words into your answer. And then I'm going to talk about this bottom section here. So to define a rotation, you need to identify the center, the angle, and direction. So we're going to identify 3 things for your GeoGebra rotation. So for example, the very first one we did, okay, so our center, we're typically always going to use 0, 0. We can have 90, 180, or 270. 360 is not very interesting because it just ends up right back on itself. The direction, typically we always go counterclockwise unless it says otherwise. That's why this applet's not perfect. It's going clockwise for all of them, but we can still come up with a similar counterclockwise example. So here's how we'll write it. So it would be r sub whatever degree we're going about xy. So for example, our very first one we would have written as r sub 90. Sorry, we would not have written r sub 90. We would have written r sub 270. So I'm referring back to this one. So we did 90 degrees clockwise, but we're always going to use the counterclockwise degrees. So we have a rotation of 270 about 0, 0. So that's how we would write that rotation, okay? Just like we'd say reflection over the x-axis, that description. With rotations, we need the angle and the center, okay? And then again, the angle is always what we're moving counterclockwise. Our center typically is going to be 0, 0. Okay, that's it for the GeoGebra Discovery, guys. Thanks for watching.